Hi, it's William from William's Words here, and it is a rainy day because it's a rainy day, and you know what I like to do on rainy days? I like to read. Read. And I am bringing you another book haul. Well, library haul, actually, because I love libraries so much, and I love books. So, let's get into it. Hello. So, book number one is Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell, and I have been wanting to read this book for yonks now. I heard about the book and was like, oh, that sounds awesome, because I think I was in a bookstore. I think it was Dimmicks, maybe. Um, and then I just saw it, and the case was cool because it was all like spacey, and the movie came out last year? No, this year. It definitely came out this year. Last year. Anyway, movie came out, and I fell in love with it. So Cloud Atlas is about pretty much 6 different timelines with 6 different people, and they're all like interwoven in this really cool way. And so it plays on like philosophies of reincarnation in a way. I've started reading it. I'm like about a third of the way through. Um, it's cool how the author, David Mitchell, has been able to like write in 6 different ways and have pretty much 6 different languages going at once. So yeah, it's really cool. And yeah, it's been on my to-read list for ages, and now I am reading it. Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell. And it's a really pretty book. So yeah. And plus, the movie is awesome, and I think, from what I've read so far, they've done a pretty good job with movie to book. No, from book to movie. Okay, moving right along. Another book to movie book is Mr. Pip by Lloyd Jones. And so I was at this really cool cinema, and it was like a little independent cinema, and then they played a trailer for Mr. Pip, which is this book, which is now a movie, and it stars the guy from House. I don't know what's his name. So I've talked to people about this. I haven't looked it up on Goodreads yet, which I shall do, but a lot of people say to read this. So I think there's a bit of Dickens in here somewhere. What is that book called? Oh my god. Great Expectations. So I think it's, woven in there. Looks interesting. Sounds interesting. I'm interested. There's a hair in my eye. There it is. All good. Okay, the next book is Ready Player One. This book is amazing. So flippin' good. Heaps of the booktubers told me to read this. Well, you didn't tell me exactly, but in your videos you said to read it. And I did. And I was blown away, and I've recommended it to everyone. I think I finished it in like 4 days, and that's like a record for me because I'm a really slow reader. But yeah, so it's about this like dystopian, futuristic Earth, and pretty much how everyone lives inside this computer game now because it's better than reality. So they've created a virtual reality that's better than reality, and it's called the Oasis. And pretty much the creator of the Oasis dies, and he leaves all his inheritance in a game inside the Oasis. And so anyone can play as long as you get the connection, which is free, I think, for most people. But yeah, so people devote their lives to it. And then eventually this teenage boy starts to play, and he kicks ass. He kicks some corporate ass. But yeah, it's a really good book, and there's so many twists, and there's like heaps of 1980s. There's heaps of 1980s pop culture references in this book, and it actually made me really interested because I don't know too much about the 1980s pop culture, but this book really inspired me to learn a bit more. Like, the only thing I really know about the 80s is that the fashion was awesome, and yeah. I mean, like, I've watched The Lost Boys, which is my, like, vampire movie before Twilight, because it's so much better. Lost Boys. You should watch it. So I was telling my brother to read this for like weeks and weeks and weeks, and he was just like, no, I don't want to read it, I don't want to read it. And I was like, please, you want to read this book. You definitely want to read this book. And so he bought it and finished it in a night because he reads like a monster. He's really good at reading. Not as good as me, because I'm awesome. If you ever forget, I'm awesome. But yeah, and he loves it, and so I'm recommending it to my sister, and she's going to read it, and I've recommended it to everyone. But because I'm weird, people don't listen to me. And you should, because I'm awesome. But read it. Definitely read it. One of my favorites. I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads because it is a book that I would happily pick up and read again. And honestly, after I read this, I didn't want to read another book for a good week. I just didn't want to leave this world behind. I just wanted to stay in it forever, and it's got a really nice ending, and it sums it up so well, and it ties up all the loose ends, and it makes me really happy. So yeah, one of my favorite books of 2013, I must say. Ready Player One. Good on ya. Okay, so the final book in this library haul is Will Grayson by John Green and David Levithan. And it is awesome so far. I'm about 2/3 of the way through, like, look. Almost finished. See? Almost finished. I just love it when awesome authors collaborate. I mean, it's really cool. I'm really enjoying this book. I like the way that both of these authors write. It's a really good book. Confusing, but if you like these two authors, you will love this book also. And so, yeah, go get it. Go read it. Yeah. Yeah. Do you like my t-shirt? Look at it. It's got an embroidered skull on it. Oh, you can't really see. Look at it. Embroidered skull. I really like my t-shirt a lot. And you shall love it too. I love clothes. I love fashion. I wish I had more. But I spend all my money on books. Yes, shit. So that's the end of my library haul. Yeah, this is today's hauls. If you guys have any comments about it, please let me know, because it would be awesome. / do you have any books like this that I should read? Because let's face it, books are better than people. Word.